All right, everyone. So a brand new Crow photo just dropped. Let's talk about it. So before I get into my thoughts on the new Crow look, I'd like to discuss my thoughts on the Crow franchise, and Brandon Lee. Uh, First and foremost, The Crow is an absolutely incredible film. The fact that they were able to do what they did with him dying on the set tragically is just wild. I mean, it is one of my favorite films, hands down. And the fact, like I said, that he, died while making it and that they had to finish it without him, is sad and tragic every time I watch it. Um, just the mirroring between real life and fiction is just really surreal when you watch it. It's always sad. I mean, I love it. I just always feel so sad when I watch it for Brandon, for Eliza, his fiance. Um, it's just, it's just sad, but like I said, incredible film. Talking about Brandon Lee, right? So something that I personally think here is that when I hear discussions about Brandon Lee, the main thing that I hear is, you know, Bruce Lee's son, how amazing The Crow is, and how tragic his death was. Those are the main things that I hear, right? And I'm talking in like a broad sense. I'm not talking about actual fans of Brandon Lee. I'm just talking about pop culture and what I seem to hear mostly be discussed. I never ever hear about his other films really talked about. And I honestly think that, The Crow is incredible, right? But he really contributed a lot more than just The Crow. Take Rapid Fire, for instance. This is a solid action film. Super underrated. Directed by Dwight Little, did Halloween 4 and Mark for Death with Seagal. So he really knew how to direct an action scene. It's kind of crazy to me that it's like hard to get a release of this. This was a Twilight Time limited release of Rapid Fire, and it's crazy to me that they haven't kind of given it like the 4K treatment or just like a steel book or just giving it some more love. You know, you'll kind of see that it's a common theme with the rest of his films. Honestly, with The Crow too, also. We've recently gotten news that they're gonna finally do a 4K of The Crow, which is like so incredibly overdue, which is great news. But it's like it's been forever since they've done it. Then you get Showdown in Little Tokyo, another underrated Brandon Lee film. He's more of a supporting character, but you kind of get his comedic side here, and really, really solid. Then you get Legacy of Rage. This is kind of hard to find on Blu-ray. You can get it on DVD, but like I said, this is another really solid action, martial arts centric Brandon Lee film that is very underrated. I also think he was really good in Kung Fu the movie. I thought he did a solid job. The only stain that he has on his filmography is Laser Mission, which is, I mean, who doesn't have one bad film? Everybody usually has one bad film on their filmography. So, like I said, I just feel like when we talk about Brandon Lee, we mostly talk about The Crow, and I don't hear too much discussions on like what he contributed to pop culture and the other great films that he did. So also talking about The Crow as a franchise, it's a little bit of a different story, right? So The Crow works completely as a standalone singular film. It's incredible. It did not need a sequel, right? Then you start getting into the sequels, okay? Starting off here with City of Angels. Now, City of Angels is available on Blu-ray. It's kind of hard to find. Look at that cover, though. That is a badass cover. So cool. And the fact that the film doesn't quite reflect how cool that cover is just so disappointing to me. You know, I want to like this film more than I do. I just never end up digging it. I cannot get into it. I wish I could. I just can't, right? So then you get into Salvation and Wicked Prayer, where pretty sure you can get Salvation and Wicked Prayer on Blu-ray through like a UK release, I think, in like a bundle potentially. I'm not quite sure. I know that the price is out of control, and I'm really not willing to shell out the kind of money they're looking for the Crow Salvation and Wicked Prayer on Blu-ray. Okay, so I have it on DVD, right? As a franchise, Salvation's probably the strongest of the sequels, but Wicked Prayer is terrible. I really don't like City of Angels. I cannot get into it. So they haven't really ever been able to reach even close to the heights that they did with the original Crow. It just feels like something that hasn't been given the time and patience that it deserves to really shine. And honestly, like you look at any of those sequels, Salvation being the best one, had the most creativity, you know. City of Angels did look visually striking, even if it's completely different than the original, which I do respect. It's just the rest of the film for me does not work. Wicked Prayer, I don't really want to discuss a whole lot. Didn't really get into the TV series, so I can't really speak to that. Now, talking about the new Crow look, you know, it's very different, obviously. Not having the long hair, tattoos, you know. The thing is with these promotional photos that I've really come to learn is that sometimes it is very reflective of what you're going to get. A lot of times it's not, though. Look at Heath Ledger with the Joker. Those promo photos were not done very well. And it just didn't really accurately portray what was done in the film. Look at Michael Keaton as Batman, or even Robert Pattinson as Batman. You know, looking at those initial photos, it's kind of like disappointing, and then you see it in the film and it's in a completely different context. But it has been on the other side of that equation too. Look at Jared Leto's Joker, right? It pretty much did, the photos pretty much lined up with what we got. So there are both sides of the spectrum. But, you know, that being said, I'm still interested. It's, you know, in what we're going to get. I get what they're kind of going for with more of a modern rocker look. I don't know if they think like having long hair wouldn't work. I think it would, honestly. I think it would be fine. I don't think it would be a problem. I think they're overthinking the look, honestly. Don't think it would be an issue, you know. The tattoos, I'm fine with it, aside from the face tattoos. I think they're, like I said, they're overdoing the look. Like, you want to put some tattoos on him? Fine. Does he need to be tattooed from head to toe? Probably not, you know. But I am interested in this new take on it. I'm very interested to see what they'll do. There's a chance that this could be just a different, who knows where in the film these like promotional photos are being taken. I mean, obviously the one where he's putting on the jacket, that leads me to believe that he's going to have short hair, which is kind of disappointing to me. You know, the whole Crow aesthetic, having the long hair, that is very iconic, you know. So, I mean, they've taken completely different approaches with properties, and they've really succeeded with them. I mean, look at Pennywise and what Bill Skarsgård did with that different look. I think it was pretty successful, right? It's different. I appreciate that they're taking a different route. I do respect that they're going a different route, right? I like that they're trying to kind of give it a fresh take. So I respect the core of what they're doing. That doesn't mean I necessarily love what I see, right? So we'll see. We'll see what they do with it. I'm still interested and intrigued by it. Um, that being said, I don't hate it. You know, it's kind of like I'm just a little lukewarm on the look. Um, Once we see a trailer, we're gonna get a better idea of what to expect. You know, like I said, these promo photos are kind of hit and miss on if it's really gonna accurately portray the film and what you're gonna see in it. Um, so, like I said, love Bill Skarsgård. Really like that they're trying something different, but like I said, I think they're kind of overdoing it, and they don't need to um, have some of this be turned up to the max with the tattoos from head to toe, and the short hair is interesting. Like I said, I kind of lean more towards the classic look. Um, and just because I lean more towards that doesn't mean that they have to completely copy it. You know, I'm not looking for a carbon copy, but I'm also not that interested in something being like vastly completely different, right? So we'll see. We haven't quite seen it completely in full. We haven't seen them with the makeup on, you know. So once we get some more photos, once we kind of get a trailer, we'll get a better feel for what to expect. But I'm still giving it a shot. I'm not gonna jump on the hate train. I'm gonna give it a shot, and we'll kind of see what they do with it, you know. But I am excited that we're getting a new Crow film, honestly. I mean, it's been forever. It feels like forever. And I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. Some of the decisions are making me a little nervous. You know, we'll see. We'll see what they do. But I like that we're talking about The Crow. I like that we're talking about Brandon Lee. I like that this is a conversation that's happening because, like I said, I feel like, you know, Brandon Lee, for what he did, he should be discussed and talked about a little more than he is, you know. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like the new look? Are you into it? Do you hate it? Are you not into it? I can see both sides, honestly. I could see liking it and I could see hating it. I'm kind of in the middle, you know. I don't hate it, but I don't really like it. I'm kind of right there in the middle, and we'll see what we get, you know, in the months coming up here. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks, guys.